Alright, robot, here's the situation. Since I finally got this thing functioning properly, I'm going to actually test the water. I'm going to use this thing, the Easy Test Pool and Spa strips. It doesn't say what continent these things were made on, I don't think. Anyway, we'll see. The instructions are you take out one of these strips, immerse it in the water for 1 second. Don't shake it. And then fairly promptly read the strip to see what your water quality is. That's the story. So I'm going to now try to do that without dumping this camera or the stuff in the water. Of course, these jerks aren't going to make it easy for me. Oh, here we go. Alright, here's my test strip. Keep fingers off the cooties. They range from yellow all the way to not yellow. There we go, in you go. 1001. There it is. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 2, 1. Alright, there's my 15 seconds. Now let's see what the scoop is. Oh, I got it upside down. That's no bueno. According to this thing, my chlorine's a little low. I'm not sure. My total hardness is a little low. I'm not shocked at that. My free chlorine is too low. It's 0. And it ought to be 5 parts per million. My bromine is 0. Not shocking. Total chlorine is kind of basically okay, it looks like. 1 part per million. Total chlorine, oh, this is cyanuric acid. That's below 0, so that's no good. Next one is total alkalinity, 0. That's, well, no, actually it's 40, so that's not terrible. And pH 6.2, that's kind of what it is. It needs to be higher pH. So we need to add base to it. I'm going to have to do some calculations to try to figure out exactly how much, but that's your story. That's how you read it. It doesn't exactly say how to fix it. Alright, robot, the project of the moment is to try to adjust the pH of this spa. I've got this here that I got from Wally. No, this came from the Homely Depot. And this one here came from the Wally Mart. That's the chlorine. And that came from the local grocery store. And the idea of this is that since my pH tested low, I'm going to bring it up by adding a base. And if you don't know what a base is, you didn't pay attention in chemistry class. Alright, first thing is we're going to put in about half this box of baking soda. We're supposed to put in about 8 ounces. Well, the first thing is we're going to use our new Harbor Freight bucket and get some water out of here. I'm going to mix this up and pre-disperse it before I add it. Alright, there it is. Now where were we? 8 ounces. In you go. By the way, does it really matter whether it's 8 ounces or 9 ounces or 7 ounces? The answer is no, because we're going to test this when the time comes. Now we want grams. And we're going to put in about 2 grams of this here stuff, pH up. Oops, too much. That was 6 grams. $2 grams is just a spot. that much. That was 1 gram. That right there is about 1 gram. See it? There it is. Alright, 2 grams. Now I bought this agitator thing here from the Harbor Freight. We're going to agitate this for a minute. Get it all nice and dissolved. Be cool. Now we're going to dump this back in here. Now, if I were running a water treatment plant, which I'm not, I would do that more carefully and automatically. I'm going to let this sit about 2 hours, I think, and then I'll come back out here and remeasure the pH of this disaster and see what it is. Once I get the pH stabilized, I'm going to put this chlorine stuff in the same way I just did. And by the end of the day, we should have the chemicals on this thing balanced. Got it? Alright, it's been 1 hour since we dosed this thing. Let's see how it did. It's hard to do that one-handed. Here we go. There's my 15 seconds. pH is the bottom one. It's supposed to be orangish. Might even be a little too high. Anyway, that was effective. Half a box of that stuff and a little bit of this other stuff. We still don't have any chlorine in it though. We're going to use about 2 ounces of chlorine, I think. Alright, now we know. Alright, it's now been 2 hours after I put that stuff in here. We've been serenaded by the construction guys. 1001. And out it comes. And it's nice and bright and orange like that other one was. Maybe not quite. There it is. 8.4. Still might be a little high, but this chlorine stuff is supposed to be acidic, which will bring the pH down. We need 3 grams of this. I'll show you how much that is in a second. Three grams is that much. About a half one of these little plastic spoons. In you go. Disperses readily. No problemo. And now to dump this in, we'll come back in a few minutes and recheck it. Alright, robot, here we go. It's an hour later. I've got this stuff doped up for water and pH. So now we're going to test it. Oops. Keep dropping that. Here we go. Now we're going to wait about 15 seconds. Looks like our pH is right on the money now. Our total alkalinity looks like it's bueno. Cyanuric acid is low, which is good because we don't want it to get too high. If it gets above 100, that means your water gets scuzzy. Total chlorine, this green one here, right on the money. 5 parts per million. Bromine, we're not using bromine, so that doesn't count. And free chlorine is low, it says. And our total hardness is low. That's because the water around here is low hardness. So with the exception of free chlorine, I'm calling all this mess good. The question is, can or should I make a change in this because of the low free chlorine? I'll have to do some research to find out if that's the case, but overall chlorine, we're cool, and our pH is now cool, so I'm declaring it cool.